Hello everyone. In this module, we'll continue our discussion on different learning techniques. And before we move on to that, we will be discussing reasons behind low academic engagement and performance. There are a lot of reasons why someone may not be performing well in their tests and quizzes and in school, but we can narrow it down to two main reasons. One is health related concerns, and the other is uh, anxiety and stress related concerns. So, part of this module, we'll talk about how well being starts with health and diet. So, there are two main studies that I'm basing this work on. One study is from a Canadian province called Nova Scotia, where researchers looked at the self-reported grades of A's and B's and compared it with levels of physical activity and screen time. And they found out that students who reported D's and F's had more of the screen time as well as more consumption of soda and fast food. And kids with A's and B's had less amount of soda and fast food. Another study from US was a much larger study which was done for districts serving over 77,000 students. And the survey basically uh, was about identifying relationship between television viewing time, physical activity level, food consumption patterns, and academic performance. This study was based on a survey, and researchers came up with some of the really interesting conclusions from this study. So, what they concluded is that having unhealthy habits, consumption of overconsumption of fried foods, and consumption of soda and sweetened drinks, along with watching a lot of TV or playing video games and having less physical activity results in a not so good bad grades. Basically, it results in students not performing well. Whereas students with healthier habits, such as having a lot of or some physical activity, participating in sports, or uh, even just doing some walks or run, and consuming more of the healthy diet, such as fruits and vegetables, results in a better report card for many students. So, this US study did come up with some of the very really interesting results, such as how different diet shows different association with English versus mathematics academic performance, and people who are students who are performing well in mathematics also has a good amount of physical activity in their day. One of the significant findings that they came up with was the negative association between breakfast skipping and mathematics performance. So if you are planning to be an engineer or scientist or anything that requires a lot of math, you should never skip your breakfast and have a healthy breakfast every morning. Also, some evidence suggests that if someone exercises too much, that also may not be good for academic achievement, as rest of the time will go in recuperating from your exercises and then not being able to give enough time towards your studies. So it should be in balance. It's not that you can just exercise a lot and that will help you score better in your exams. That brings us to the next question, that what really determines well-being, you know? So everyone has a different way of living, everyone has a different standards, and it's not something that one size fits all kind of thing. You determine what feels healthy to yourself, not some scale. Tell you about my own story. I probably weighed around 90 pounds at 5 feet 8, which would put me into very underweight category. And back then I did not score well either. So I agree with the studies that were conducted that someone who is right in between uh, when it comes to scales and BMI is able to easily able to study well. So overall, your goal should be feeling happier, but not by consuming unhealthy diet or binge watching TV. You can feel really satisfied if you are able to solve some math problems or even score well in your quizzes. So how can you begin that? Basically, you can start with replacing unhealthy activities and diet with a healthy ones. So replacing fried food or soda with fruits and vegetables. And you have to create habit of reading labels on the whenever you purchase some item in a grocery store so that you can avoid and be mindful of low or high calorie consumption. So with that, here are the studies that I have based this presentation on. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to hear from you all what you have to say. Thank you.